Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Painting in Place. I'm Scott, and today, we've got something special. We've got something big. We have, there we go. The big one, Cthulhu. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is gonna be a lot. We've got a lot of work ahead of ourselves for, well, not just in the painting of him, but also in the assembling. We're gonna do a bit of an unboxing today. This one's gonna take a while, and I am very excited. Before we get going, I just want to say hello and welcome to you all. Let's see who we've got here. Oh my gosh, already so many people. Crom the Crusher, great to see you. And I too hate taxes, my goodness. Ben, hello. Hey, HFW14, hello to you as well. How are you doing today? Shady Scott, hello, hello. Hey, Lag Plus, hello and welcome. How are you? Alrighty, and then of course our Nightbot, who is going on talking about saying, hey, you can watch stuff on YouTube. Zagmeister, hey, how's it going? Let's see here. Brioni, hello to you as well. All right, cool. Man, the gang's all here. Feeling pretty good. I don't think I have any announcements to start with. No, we got this. Let's get right down to it. So let's go ahead, popped in onto our camera, and get our lights going. Oh, that's bright. Settle down. Settle down. There we go. Wow, I can't even fit this in the one screen. I might have to actually zoom out a little bit here. Okay, let's do this. How can I do this? Can I even zoom out? I think I'm zoomed out as far as I can right now. No, this is it. This is what we got. All right. Well, once we get the box open and done with, the pieces will actually be much simpler to work with. Let's go ahead and get our music going here as we go ahead and dive into this guy. Now, this is by far the biggest mini I've ever purchased. It's not the biggest mini I've ever worked with. I've certainly made larger. Definitely the biggest one I've ever bought. Alrighty. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. No, this is huge. So we've got this wonderful bit of reference material here on the back, which I think is going to be really nice for, if we decide that this is what we want to do for our painting scheme. But it's our mini. We can do whatever the heck we want with it. Jeez. All right. And then another bit of that great art. It's also just really well painted, whoever did that. Oh, hey, Mr. Awesome. How's it going? Yeah, no, this is not a mini. This is massive. So it looks like we've got 3, 6, 8 parts that this comes in. The wings, the arms, the core, the tail, the head, and the base. There's that. Okay, I'm nervous to touch it because I don't want to get the oils on my hand oils on it, but let's be honest, this is going to take some washing anyway. So this is from the Reaper Bones series, which Reaper Bones is it's known for being a little bit more flexible. So as you can see, these move around quite a bit. Look at that wonderful detailing underneath. It's got the suction cups that the tentacles of Cthulhu's head have. Oh, that's cool. I can definitely see lots of places where we're gonna have to do some cleaning work on this one. All right, so there's the head. Now the wings, nice. I was wondering if the wings were gonna have that veiny underside that we saw in the art, and I'm really happy to see that it does. This is sweet. You may see me looking around every so often. I'm just keeping an eye on my monitors, making sure all is going well. Man, there's actually some really nice detail in this top section here. I don't know if you can see too much. It's actually, he's got some like scaling in the wings themselves, which is great. Actually, let's go ahead and just pop this all out. Get the plastic out of here so you don't have to listen to this wonderful sound anymore. I'm sure that's the best. There we go. And that can go away. Okay, so we've taken a look at the head. The wings have that wonderful pattern on the back sides of them, which is going to be great, along with the veins on the underside here, which are going to be fantastic. Mr. Awesome, it's you sub to the tier 2 and it's not showing on your phone. Oh no. Check your chat emotes. If you're able to use the Deermon, that will that'll confirm whether or not you are able to do that. Oh, and actually, I do have one thing that I want to say. Zagmeister, if you're still in the chat, there's a new tier. Well, we've got the tier 3 emote. It's finally come in, and I believe you're our only tier 3 subscriber. So we've given you the Watcher. I actually do need to do a quick update on it for people who are using dark mode, so that you can actually see the eye. But yeah, it's a something special to let people know that you're there and you're watching it, or you're watching. So yeah. So that is just you right now, dude. All right, let's take a look at this body. Wow. Okay, that's that's really dirty. That is gonna need some cleaning already, I can tell. I don't think I brought the toothbrush out. I'll pick that up later. But I do have a bunch of my big brushes that we can just brush some of that away with. So this is gonna need actually a really severe cleaning. Ooh, look at that. Reaper, come on. All right, well, cleanliness aside, let's see. Got these wonderful just meat folds of Cthulhu, which is gonna look pretty darn good. And we've also got these cool armor platings on his shins, and I think also here on his forearms. Yeah. So these are cool. I've never actually seen this in a design for Cthulhu before. It's not bad. I like it. He is chunky. He is real chunky. I mean, look at that. He is standing 9 inches tall is where this guy stands. We've got the tail here, which is spikalicious. Look at all those spines going on. And we stick that in here. That's, oh my gosh, this guy is gonna be big. Whoa. And then yeah, we've got the 2 arms with the webbed hands here, which is pretty cool. Those are gonna fit in nicely. And then we've got the base. Now the base here, typically when I paint minis, I will assemble them entirely and then paint them. However, there's a lot of really interesting detail here on this this stone that he is standing on, and I think, let's see here. Oh, he's gonna need a little bit of finagling. Get. Yeah, and some of that detailing. Wow, he actually doesn't fit on here very nicely. Ooh, I might need to do a little bit of a heat treat on him. But you can see there's some details on the stone that are going to be under his feet, which I don't want to lose those. So honestly, I think what's going to end up happening with this is we're going to assemble him and paint him, and then assemble the base and then paint the base. Wait, what am I talking about? No, we don't even need to assemble the base. We're gonna paint the base, assemble him, paint him, and then paint the base, and then put him on the base so that we don't lose the details in the stone here. Now, likely after we put him on, we will have to do some more painting after that, just to, there's gonna be some shading under here, and we wanna make sure that it's all tied together. This is interesting. You can see that his tail, it actually goes much farther in than the insert, which is nice. That actually takes out some meat of this mini. He's hefty. He's looking at probably around 1.5 pounds just in the body. So having that drilled all the way through is definitely relieving some weight, which will be nice. Let's do a rough assembly of him. Let's throw the pieces together. See what this bugger's gonna look like. Alright, so we're looking at the left hand here. Yeah? Yeah. Left hand. Right hand. Well, arm. Yeah, man. There you go. Tail. Oh my gosh. Wing. The wings are also, now that I've got them out and handling them, are really delicate. Hey, Squirrel Knot. Hello, how are you? Welcome, welcome to Painting Party, where we sit around, we do some painting, and we talk all sorts of, well, we talk. Wow, okay. That. And then the head. Oh, ow, he's actually really spiny. That kind of hurt. Okay, that is massive. I should have grabbed a normal-sized mini to compare him to. Oh wait, do I have? Yeah, I do. Really quick. We got. Oh no! Oh gosh, everything's falling apart at the seams. Here, I've got Fury. That was we just finished on Saturday. Squirrel Knot, you saw the picture on Instagram and thought you'd come check it out. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. Well, so glad to have you with us. Yeah, we here at Adventurers Pack have all sorts of shows. We have our painting shows here on Mondays and Saturdays. And on Fridays, we got a big show that we call the Gauntlet, and that's a bunch of people playing D&D trying to get through every creature in the monster manual. And actually, this might be a good time for me to mention. We're actually going to have a new show starting tomorrow. Crom the Crusher and I, well, Josh of AP, he's not going to do it as Crom the Crusher, but he and I are going to start our foray into Let's Playing, into, playing video games, where we're all going to play, oh, Mr. Awesome, thank you so very much. Aw, thank you for the gifting. What was I saying? Right, we're gonna start a playthrough of Raft. It's a game that I've been interested in. Oh gosh, he's falling apart at the seams. Okay, even without the tail, we can see just the size, the sheer mass of this guy. I would not want to be, I would not want to fight him. Which is fine, because, I'm the DM. I don't have to fight him. It's the players who have to fight him. Zagmeister, a new show. More inspiration for the Gauntlet. Yes. A new show that is going to be roughly... we're going to start at once a week and see how that goes, and it's going to be 4 hours per sitting. We may see the first bit of inflation in the Gauntlet, where prices of using your inspiration actually are going to go up. What's Cthulhu's challenge rating? Well, I'd actually have to look this up. Cthulhu's not in the monster manual. He is not in the official D&D monster manual. There are some elder gods in the odd 40. There are some elder gods in, say, Volos and Mordenkainen's, but Cthulhu as he stands does not actually appear. But actually, let's take a quick second and let's pull up some homebrew stuff. Cthulhu challenge rating. Yeah, I think this is a homebrew. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look into it more. But yeah, just on a really quick wiki search, he's sitting at a 30. And, you know, has a lot of the stuff where if he fails a check, he just says no, and he succeeds anyway. Anyway, while we get going into this, first things first, we got a lot of cleaning to do on this guy. Not just on this dirt that's showing up on him, and this is even after I've done a bunch of cleaning. I don't know if you can see this. But there's some areas that we need to clean up with where the mold has actually, what's the term I'm looking for? Flashing. Let me see if I can find a spot for it. For example, right here on the back of his fin, it looks like this fin actually just folds into the next. Let me see. Yeah, like this fin goes into the next. There's actually a little bit of plastic in there. All right, let me take care of our what am I talking about? Our video configuration here, and see about getting us some better focus on this for you. There we go. Yeah, so you can see how there's a little bit of plastic in this fin that looks as though it's going into just the next spine. And that's actually not meant to be there. So I'm gonna take my clippers here, good trusty tool, and just clip away that little bit of flashing. So, tools that we're going to be using a lot today. We've got our X-Acto knife, our clippers. I've got some files. I've got my dentist Dremel thingy that, you know, makes the best sound ever. I had some tweezers. I hope those haven't disappeared, because those are actually going to be pretty important for today. Well, I'll be able to find them at some point. Oh, that's what's happening with the music. It is repeating the same song over and over again. No, go on to the next. There we go. So now that I've taken that away, you can see that that spine there is actually meant to be separate. So we've got a lot of that to clean up on this guy. In fact, there's even just some right here on his snout. There we go. Now, in addition to all this, I've also got my sandpaper out. We've got liquid green stuff at the ready. We've got green stuff at the ready. We've got super glue. My goal for today is to get this guy assembled and ready to start painting on Saturday. I don't actually think we're going to get to painting him today, but that's okay. I haven't actually done a whole lot of in-depth work on cleaning miniatures here on this channel, so this will be good to give an insight into this. As well as, you know, this is a large mini. He deserves all this attention. Get to the laptop and figure it out. Well, Mr. Awesome, I'm sorry that Twitch is being weird, but aside from it being weird, I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you so much for upgrading your subscription. It means the world to us. But yeah, so if y'all are interested in seeing Raft, seeing me and Josh play through Raft, come on over and join us tomorrow. We'll be playing from starting at 11 o'clock. We'll be going from 11 to 3, I believe, is the plan. Oh, that's cool. That's a really cool one, Mr. Awesome. I like that. Oh, and thank you guys for the follows. I really should put a follow notification thing on here. I've been not wanting to have it distract, but at the same time, you know, I want to thank people for when they join our community, when they join the tavern. Yes, tomorrow 11 to 3 we will be playing Raft, which if you don't know what that game is, it's kind of like a survival resource management thing. Basically, you start on a raft, and you've got a shark that's trying to eat you, and slowly but surely you get more supplies to build your raft, make it bigger, and actually be able to harvest food and whatnot, and eventually. So this is something that has been in alpha for a very long time, and I've been a huge fan on it, because you all know I spent time on a boat. I really like the ocean, anything having to do with oceans. Actually, fun side story. I was almost on a reality TV series where this was the premise, that they would take 2 people, put them on a raft in the middle of the ocean, just see how they did. I'm actually kind of grateful that I didn't get on that. But still, it's... Anyway, point being is, they recently came out with the full game, and there's actually a plot to it now. So similar to Subnautica, where when it was in alpha and was first being played, it was just a survive, build, and appreciate the environment. At one point, an incredible plot was added to it. And I think that's what happened with Raft. And, other members of the Adventurers Pack may pop in and join us. I believe the game can support up to 4 players. But for the most part, it's going to be myself and Josh. And, we'll do a few episodes of it. And if people are liking it, we'll do an entire playthrough of it. I think that's a lot of the tentacles cleaned. Yes. That might be his head. His head might be cleaned. How you doing there, Cthulhu? You doing good? You all clean? You ready? You ready to go out and you ready to devour the planet? I'm also a huge fan of Lovecraftian games. One that I've been collecting and playing for a while, well, at least during quarantine, is the Arkham Horror living card game. Really enjoying that. And Lovecraft, for all the issues that he had, being not the best writer. Yeah, that's right, I said it. He wasn't a great writer. But he had some amazing original ideas. He was also a bit of a racist, but but the work that he created was really once the community got a hold of it, I think it has become an amazing setting, universe, place where amazing stories are being told. All right, now we're gonna clip that. Fiance was so impressed with how the mini turned out, so she had me make her one on Hero Forge too. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. What mini did you make for her? Also, I totally did not realize as I was painting Fury that he was... Is he a halfling? That's my guess. Because I realized when I was done, I was like, oh, he's smaller than a normal character. Yeah, Hero Forge is great. Will he be mostly green on a green background? Who, Cthulhu? Probably. She is a half-elf warrior princess. Love it. You know, I know you sent a picture of Fury in our Discord. Please go into the AP Discord and send a picture of her as well. I'd love to see her. Also, for those of you who may be new here, first off, hi, welcome to the Adventures Pack Painting in Place, where we do a bunch of mini painting. Today we're assembling the Dark Lord Cthulhu by Reaper Bones. But if you're enjoying this and you want to be a part of our community, you can hit the follow button. It means a lot to us. You can also follow us on social medias, but you can also head over to our Discord. We have a Discord open to anyone who wants to be a part of it, where we talk about our shows, we talk to our community, and people like Mr. Awesome can post pictures of stuff that they're making. And I know we've had other painters in the group who have posted stuff on there for me to look at. Why am I cleaning that up? I'm not going to see that. So actually, that's a good note for me to bring up. There's some flashing right here, which OCD me now is going to go ahead and just clean it up. But you're not going to see that. It goes into Cthulhu. Boom, it's hidden, it's gone. That would never show up. So why would you clean that up? You wouldn't. Don't do it. It's silly. Will Cthulhu be green in green space eating green stuff? So Emmy is referring to a puzzle that we got here at the tavern during quarantine. We thought, well, we're fans of puzzles. Let's go ahead and put one together. So I went out and I picked up a Cthulhu puzzle because I thought, that's cool. Turns out it's all different shades of green, which all of the pieces look the exact same. It is... Oh, it's rough. No, there will be variation to this. Okay. I'm actually seeing something that I need to hit with a little bit of soft sandpaper. So, we're going to... Now, I actually can zoom out. I realized... Bear with me. We're gonna... Things are gonna get weird. Maybe not. I really want to zoom out so you can see more of this, but I'm not quite sure I'm able to do it right now. Anyway, let's set these aside. We're still working on this one. We're going to put the head over here because we're done with it. And I'm going to bring out my different grit sandpapers. Boy, my workstation is getting messy today. And on this one, we're not going to start with the 600. We're actually going to go straight into the 800. So for this, let me go ahead and just grab a little section of it right here. A little bit more. There we go. That's all we need. Also, for anyone who is working on models, these self-healing mats are absolutely amazing. So there's a little bit here on this guy that is just needs a little bit of a touch-up. And actually, you know what? I may want to go with the 600 to start. There we go. But yeah, these self-healing mats are fantastic. They give you a controlled space to work on. But then if you ever need to do something like this and cut something really quick, they're good for it. You can go ahead and just do it right there. That is not going away. Let's try cleaning it up a wee bit with the X-Acto. Alright, that's looking better. It's a Mega Mini! Yeah, this isn't really a mini. I suppose technically it is a miniature. Figurine. Our Dark Lord and Savior Cthulhu? Crush it! Oh, that reminds me. So today was a cool day in that in the Dungeons & Dragons world, a new Unearthed Arcana came out. Yes, it is technically a mini in compared to the real Dark Horror. Yeah, this is... What is it? It's like... not even 1/100th of a scale. Although the actual size of Cthulhu varies. You know, there's arts of it devouring a planet. Then there's images of it walking through an ocean similar to a kaiju or a Jaeger. I think that's... well, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too... No, that's looking pretty good. There's some bits on the spines here that I can't tell if it's flashing or if it's just a poor sculpt. That... I think that's a poor sculpt. We're going to try something, though. I might be about to regret this. Oh, so anyway, as I was saying, there, a new Unearthed Arcana came out today, and it's all about new feats in which I've always thought that the variety of feats that were available to players in the Dungeons & Dragons handbook were very lacking. There should have been more. So I'm happy to see that they're coming out with new feats. I don't like all of them, but some of them were very interesting. And Crom, one that you might appreciate, there's a feat called Crusher. And it is whenever you hit someone with a blunt weapon, you can knock them back, I believe it was 10 feet. And then in addition to that, if you score a critical hit, any damage or any attacks made to that creature until the end of your next turn are dealt with advantage. There was actually 3 feats of this variety. There was Crusher, Slasher, and Piercer. Piercer... actually, here, I've got it pulled up. Let's see here. Yeah, so Crusher, increase your strength or dexterity by 1 once per turn when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage. You can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space, assuming that the creature is not more than 1 size category larger than you. And then And then when you score a critical hit, attack rolls against that creature are made with advantage until the end of your next turn. Chef was a really interesting one. It's, you know, making people, giving people the option to cook, and has an option very similar to a bard's Song of Rest, that when you take a short rest and recover hit dice, you can actually cook some food for your friends and give them an additional 1d8 health or recovery. Where was Piercer? Here we go. Piercer. Increase your strength or dexterity by 1. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals piercing damage, you can re-roll one of the attack's damage dice. I thought that was kind of cool. But when you score a critical hit that deals piercing damage, you can roll 1 additional damage die when determining the extra piercing damage that it takes. So critical hit, double the dice, and then add another damage die. Or if you're doing it the way that criticals are done in the actual player's handbook, roll 3 of the dice instead of just 1. And then Slasher I thought was also really interesting. Increase your strength or dexterity by 1. Once per turn when you hit a creature that deals slashing damage, you can reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet until the end of your next turn. And I actually really liked that because it was that idea. Well, I like all of these in that your damage can do something other than just damaging. You know, so now this creature took a decent amount of slashing damage, and because of that, they're not able to move as much. And then when you score a critical hit, they are grievously wounded. The target has disadvantage on all attack rolls until the start of your next turn. So yeah, just some really cool stuff in there. For anyone who's interested in Unearthed Arcana stuff, I definitely say check this out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can Google Unearthed Arcana, and it's Wizards of the Coast releasing essentially playtest material into the community for people to look over it, give feedback, really see how their stuff plays in the wild, and yeah, see what changes need to be made before being implemented into an official rulebook. I know the Artificer was done like this. The rules for ships and sailing were in an Unearthed Arcana before it was released in Saltmarsh. Bigatures. I like that. I like that. What was that? Was that Brioni that said? Yeah, I think What a Workshop did coin that. What a Workshop. First off, can I just say they are amazing. They do some incredible work. And Mr. Awesome, does the chef say, "Hey, children," every time? Right? So anytime you use that feat during a rest, you just gotta sit down and go, "Hello there, children." Chef. Oh, and then one of the other things you can do as chef, not just it's not just okay, you're good at a short rest, but during a long rest, I think it was, you can create a certain number of treats, like confectionaries, essentially, that if someone can eat as a bonus action, and if they do, they gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, because you made the stuff. So again, some really cool stuff. I really like the feats that do stuff outside of combat. Ow! This guy is spiny. Oof. All right. Bad Cthulhu. Bad. Also on the subject of South Park and Cthulhu, and I always think of that the song, the episode where Cartman befriends Cthulhu, and just got this "Me and the Dark Lord Cthulhu." That's gonna be playing through my head the entire time I'm working on this mini, or Bigature. I like Bigature. We're gonna keep using that. All right. The wings are pretty simple to clean up. Oh boy. Oh Nelly. All right. Now for the bottom. Wait, let me give that another quick glance over. I'm sure there's something. Yep, there it is. All right. Now we get to the body. God, this is so hefty. All right. Is that out of focus? Yeah, that's out of focus. This is what I get for wanting to. I'm like, all right, we're gonna give you guys better view of everything, and like, all right, I'm really gonna make sure that the focus is perfect, and basically the episodes end up being me fiddling with focus every time. I'm just gonna turn the autofocus back on, and we'll deal with that. And there we go. All right. What? Ooh, yeah. This has a lot of cleanup, especially on the spines. So how is everyone's Monday doing? And how is everyone off to a good start? Is anyone doing anything fun, horrible? Are you just bored? Is that why you're here? Ooh, don't want to take too much off with this. Benjamin Collin, working on another special emote. I'm working on some emotes. Are you, Ben? If anyone didn't know, Ben, our moderator, Ben, is he's actually, I think to date he's been making all of our emotes. So Squirrel Nut, you're listening as you paint some minis yourself. Oh, that's great. Squirrel Nut, I really like hearing that I'm painting with people in a manner, even though I'm not technically painting right now. It's still the same. Like, knowing that out there I'm in some fashion painting with somebody, it's one of my favorite things to hear. So I'm glad to hear that. What are you painting today? Also, Bladro, hello. How are you? Good to see you again. Welcome back. Manic Pixie Travel, worky work, and have this on in the background. Very soothing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. What do you mind me asking what it is you do for work? What it is you're doing? I know it's such an American thing. It's like, oh, hey, what do you do? What do you do for work? And it's become one of those things that I'll ask people, but at the same point, I don't expect you to answer. There's no need to. Emmy, gotta head back, have fun. All right, Emmy, have yourself a good one. Thank you so much for popping by. I hope that work is going well for you, and we will see you here back at the tavern shortly. Bye, Emmy. Squirrel Knot, working on preparing a 3D printed turtle and painting a couple of little myconid mushroom guys. Okay, Squirrel Knot, I have to ask, is the 3D printed turtle, is it from Fat Dragon Games? The stuff that you're working on. That's going to be my guess. Fat Dragon Games is where that's coming from. Bladro, been good. How about yourself? I've been well, Bladro. I've been well. Thank you so very much. I've been, I mean, you're kind of looking at what I've been doing. I've been prepping for getting this guy going. I have been, getting ready for our our Let's Play that we're going to be doing tomorrow. And doing my best to stay sane. That's what I've been doing. That's not how I've been doing. Let me rephrase this. I am doing well. I am in an incredibly happy place right now in the loving what I'm getting to do, getting to spend time here with you all, and that has been very helpful during all this time. So yeah. Oh, goodness gracious. Hold on. Let me. Manic Pixie Travel. A travel producer. Prepping 2 shows in Florida. I have to fly for the first time in 4 months on Sunday. Oh, my goodness gracious. Travel producer. That is, that's a heck of a job. Especially depending on the shows that you're working on. That is, dang, I do not envy you, but at the same point, like, it's amazing. I hope that your travel goes well. I hope that whatever airline you're flying is taking the proper precautions. Also, I hope that whatever shows you're working on right now are also taking the proper precautions. I know a lot of stuff here in LA has been trying to open back up, and many productions have already said, yeah, we opened up, and then very shortly afterwards the crew got sick. So I hope you're staying safe, Manic Pixie Travel. I hope you are. But also, to echo what the chat has been saying, I too love travel, so that is so much fun. Well, it's fun when it's safe. Zagmeister, doing well, just cramming to finish this semester. Hope you're doing great. Oh, thank you, Zag. Thank you, Zag. Eric waiting to be seen by a doctor. Oh, Eric, good to see you. I hope that your appointment goes well. Squirrel Knot has redeemed Sabotage. That is no worries at all, Squirrel Knot. So Ben, take note of that, please, and don't let me forget. So all of the all of the inspiration points that you redeem for watching our shows, you can then redeem on our biggest show on Friday, which is the Gauntlet, which is a rotating cast of characters are attempting to fight every creature in the official Monster Manual Dungeons and Dragons book. And there's a lot of audience participation in that show. So as we gain more followers, the challengers get places where they can rest. So it goes fight after fight after fight. They don't get a chance to rest in between the fights, but they do eventually come across what are called sanctuaries, which is a place that they can rest and recover. So the more followers we have, the more sanctuaries they get. And then the audience can donate bits, which then gives money to the it gives gold to the party that they can then spend to buy better items. And then another free thing that our audience gets to do is gets to redeem the inspiration points. This is a very long-winded answer to your question. But so for watching any of our shows, you get inspiration points, and then you can redeem them on Friday shows to do things like Sabotage. So Sabotage is you give one of the monsters that they're fighting in the arena disadvantage on their next attack. You can Adrenaline Surge is the cheapest one that gives one of the fighters advantage on their next attack. There is Rousing Speech, so everyone gets inspiration that they can hold on to and decide when they want to spend their advantage. Oh, excuse me. And then what else is there? There's the Chaos Wheel, which is something very special that will spin and something crazy will happen. And yeah, no one knows except for me what can happen on that wheel. Then there's Mass Healing Word, which is an amazing... that is a clutch save for our players. It has saved them a couple of times. Fire Garnet, or Garnet Snake here in the chat has it... I'm gonna... is definitely a VIP of the Gauntlet right now. She saved the group once. And then the highest is Resurrection. If someone dies, you can bring them back. Now, all that being said, there's something new. I'm gonna tell this to you all first. So secrets. There's something new that we can do with our inspiration points. That I'm not gonna say exactly what it does, but it's a group thing. So I can. There's going to be an incredibly expensive goal, like 50 or 60,000 inspiration points, and a timer on it. So like you've got 30 days as a group to spend points to get this. And I'm not going to say exactly what it's going to do, but the broad strokes of what it's going to do is if you all are able to get that, the players of the Gauntlet are going to be teleported somewhere different. And that's all I'm going to say. That might not be implemented by this Friday's. We might start doing that next month, so it'll be like a 30-day challenge sort of a deal. So I don't want to start it in the middle of the month, but that's in the works. So you have that to look forward to. And for any players that are in there, be afraid. Teleported to Detroit. Yeah, no, that... oh, dear. Mr. Awesome saying that you would love to be in the Gauntlet. Yeah, and, you know, there's been some talk of maybe eventually having people show up in the Gauntlet, like letting subscribers show up every so often. We might have that end up being something that we do for season 2. And this is like way down the line. I'm just pay no attention to what I'm saying at this point. But you know, we might eventually the group is going to finish all of the monsters in the monster manual. It's going to happen. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And so at some point we're going to have to do a season 2, and maybe in season 2 audience members can participate. I don't know. It's a possibility. What else? And, you know, that's also something with the inspiration points for anyone who's new. And if you are new, let me just take a second to say hi. Welcome to Painting Party, or Painting in Place. God, I always get that mixed up. Welcome to Painting in Place, where we work on miniatures, not just D&D miniatures, but miniatures in general. And we talk while it happens. I'm your host, Scott. Thank you for dropping by. Anyway, so inspiration points. It's a way that we wanted to reward our viewers for also watching more of our shows. Ben, he's got to get going because he too has a stream that is going to be happening here shortly. Because for those of you who don't know, Ben is a fashion designer and has been doing a bunch of fashion sketches on Twitch now. So Ben, thank you so much. We'll miss you. People, don't take advantage of there not being a moderator in the chat. Just don't do it. And we'll see you soon. But yeah, so we wanted to give our audience rewards. We wanted to reward them for watching more than just one show, you know? And we figured this is a way that we can do that and also make it fun for everyone. Ventures Pack just got here, and what is that monstrosity? Oh yeah, no, this is don't worry, this won't be showing up on a table anytime soon because we can't actually be at a table. But today we are working on the Dark Lord Cthulhu. Maybe for the rest of this month I'll just do Elder Gods. There's another one that's all like tentacles and eyeballs that I could get for you. That's also, it's not this big, but it's big. All right, body is cleaned. Still some mold lines, but I think we're okay. So we're gonna set that aside. Let's clean up the base. This should be the easiest part. Also, hi RJ, good to see you. Yeah, Squirrel Knot, we actually have, so I see Ben let you know that Gauntlet is at 5 o'clock on Fridays. And looks like a few of the people in the audience are actually participants in the Gauntlet. So Crom the Crusher is actually one of the characters, Crom the Crusher, who is very good at crushing things. Dragon Mage 28, who just showed up, is our friend RJ, who plays Lonteal, the Snapping Vine. Emmy, who was here earlier, she is Fess, the Shield of Kelemvor, our paladin. Then, let's see, Shady Scott, I think is might still be in the chat. Is Lilith, the Tiefling Bard. And then James is is Vom Stigabashi, the Orc Cleric. So yeah. Also, oh shoot, Ben's gone. Wait, hold on, Ben. Ben, are you totally gone? Let me. I got a question for you. I got something that I don't know if I should announce right now or not. Ben is also, he's been doing a lot of marketing consulting for us, because he's done that in the fashion industry a lot, so he's been helping us with that. All right, so I don't think I can say exactly what it is, but I will say one other thing to everyone watching. Not this Friday, but next Friday. So the 24th. Tell you all secrets and spoilers. Yes, so on Friday the 24th, we are going to have a special guest on the Gauntlet. This guest is a voice actor on a popular video game and is a dear friend of ours here at the Adventurers Pack. And that's all I'm going to say. Done. That's it. Haha. But yeah, so be sure to come by on Friday the 24th. We're gonna have something real. I know I'm such a tease with my secrets. I gotta keep people coming back. I gotta keep people wanting more, right? I can't just give it all away right now. Mr. Awesome, yes, you need merch. Yeah, merch is. We want merch. We would love merch. Merch gets expensive, you know. You know what? Maybe we should put that in our Patreon, in our goals. Like once we hit a certain level on Patreon, we can actually look into getting merch. Because we have so many things that we would love to do, but we want to take we have to take things slow. We have to take things as they come, and we can't really step outside of the bounds of our own capabilities, because if we try and do that too much too quickly, we can collapse. So we're not doing that. But trust me, we want merch. We want to do. We've got some stuff we'd love to roll out one day. One day, you would proudly wear an Adventures Pack and Gauntlet T-shirt. Oh, Mr. Awesome. We'll get there. I promise. That is a goal that I most definitely have for us here at the pack. We are going to get merch eventually. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. So hey, if any of you are wanting to help us with that merch, head on over to our Patreon, and if you wanna give us like $1 a month, that would help. That's the only thing I'm gonna say there. I always feel weird asking people to join our Patreon, because I just feel weird asking for people to do stuff, because I just want to be here making cool stuff that you all can enjoy. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let's actually talk rather than talking AP stuff and whatnot. Let's talk what I've been doing here. You saw the X-Acto knife was my tool of choice for a lot of the work there, and we've taken a lot of plastic off of him. In addition, I used these two sandpapers. We've got an 800 grit sandpaper. A 600 grit sandpaper and an 800 grit sandpaper. And we're not going to move up to... I have a 2000 grit sandpaper, which is going to get a perfect smooth finish. But I think right now, we don't actually need that. We're going to have some more cleaning to do, but that cleaning is going to come after we do applications of green stuff, super glue, all that jazz. Let me also hydrate. I realize I haven't had any in the last hour. Remember, folks, stay hydrated. So let's get to actual assembly of this guy. First things first, I think to help him stand, let's go ahead and put that tail on. Done. No, all right. So we're going to do a test fit first, make sure it's all looking good. And you can see that there's a pretty severe line where that fit happens. And this is where the liquid green stuff and actual green stuff is going to come into play. But let's go ahead and get that attached for starters. All right. We're going. Where'd you go? Where'd my glue go? Here it is. So what I typically use is I've got this Gorilla Super Glue. This is excellent stuff. In this canister in particular, it helps it to not dry out as much. I used to use the small, like metallic canisters of super glue, but that stuff, once you open it, you've got to use it. Otherwise, it'll go bad. This lasts a lot longer. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and coat, I think, the inside. Yeah, I'm gonna get the inside of this guy fairly heavily coated. Cool. Now that that's done, we're going to get the edges of this as well. So this way, there's going to be glue in it as it's going in, and then there's going to be glue pushing in as well. Especially for something this big, we want to make sure that we get some good adhesion. Cool. Now that's a lot. I probably didn't need that much. In fact, we're definitely going to see some spillage. But here we go. And it goes. Oh, no spillage actually whatsoever. Brilliant. So that's in there. Now, normally I would hit it with, I talked about this last time, this zip kicker stuff. However, there's not really... actually, I still might. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to hold this spiny guy as close in as we can. I'm going to make sure that the glue itself is away. I don't want to accidentally zip kick the thing itself. And then we're just going to... And let's get the underside as well. There we go. And just like that, the super glue is dry. It's not drying any longer. It is done. Now, as you can see, when I sprayed this, it did leave a little bit of a residue on here. However, I am mopping it up just because I want to get rid of it as soon as possible. This residue will evaporate on its own. And in addition to that, see, it's gone from my hand already. Definitely want to wash your hand after doing this, and you know, I should possibly be wearing gloves, but it's okay. Yeah, let's see. Extremely flammable, yeah. It is irritating to eyes, skin, and respiratory tract, so you don't want to be breathing too much of this in. In fact, I might put this up as I'm doing any more of this. You want to wash your hands afterwards. Anyway, this stuff is amazing even for fixing broken miniatures. The first mini that I ever painted for competition, as they were setting it up on the stand, it broke. It was a metal mini, a very fragile metal miniature, and yeah, it broke as they were setting it up. So they called me up. I rushed over with a small thing of super glue with a needle applicator and this exact can, and even with it being broken, I was able to attach it, zip kick it. It dried instantly. It didn't affect the paint job at all, and to be honest, you couldn't even see that it had broken. Excellent stuff. I highly recommend it. You can get it in this aerosol can. To be honest, I recommend getting it in a liquid jar or bottle, and then you can put it in a small like a spritzer. It's better for the environment. It's not as harsh on your respiratory. You can do it indoors easier, is the point. Okay, so let's get this going on. Making sure to get, oh man, it's starting to burn my eyes already. Making sure to get a little bit around the lip. We want to get a good adhesion. There we go. And once again. Oh. Ooh, Nelly. What do you think? Should this be my new look? Wow. Wow, indeed. All right, let's give that a quick second. Whew, and while that's going on, let me get some more water. Whew. All right. Yeah, I can already see a lot of work that's going to need to be done with liquid green stuff, and just green stuff in general. All right, let's get the other arm on there. Looking like a train robber. Yeah, in college I was really big into the bandana look, and you know it was good in Colorado because it helped keep me warm. And now that we have to have face coverings to go outside, turns out I have a large collection of face coverings. So, works out. So actually, here's a question. Not to go back to the earlier conversation of merchandise. What sort of stuff would you all be interested in? So, T-shirts are a thing. Cool. What do people like you like to get? Oh my God, he is looking nasty. Blup. Oh, you know what? I've got gloves. What am I doing? Carrie says hats or shirts. Yep, hats or shirts. I know enamel pins are fairly popular. That would be cool. You like the stuff that can be shown off at the table. So, you mean like the gaming table? Or, so, like, dice? Stuff like that? That would be really nice to get a, well, I don't know. I want to look into doing stuff that not a lot of people are doing. So many, like, everyone has their, well, I say everyone. Custom dice are cool, but, like, I don't know, what's something different? I do like the idea of maybe, like, some custom writing utensils, pens and pencils for the gaming table, bandanas. Perfect. We'll get some AP exclusive bandanas. Hey, music. Yeah, no. Why'd you stop? Don't stop. There we go. That was weird. I don't know why that happened. Lazy Gothy loves dice. He got kicked out of... Oh, no. Well, I hope he is doing well. Pins and pendants. Yeah, t-shirts, You know, actually, bandanas. Masks are definitely in right now. Yeah, no. AP exclusive respiratory filters. There we go. Put the channel's name on everything. Merchandising, merchandising. Where the real money from the movie is made. Yep. Oh. Such a good movie. Such a good movie. Well, actually, on the subject of movies, right before doing this, I just watched, no, Chrome, what we should do is get is make an AP exclusive Warhammer, or I suppose with you it would be a flail. It's something that we can crush things with, is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, right before coming here and doing this, I actually just watched the documentary on Amazon Prime, Never Give Up, Never Surrender, the documentary on the making of Galaxy Quest, which, first off, if you've never seen Galaxy Quest, highly recommend. Ooh, that's gonna need a lot of green stuff in there. Yeah, you can see there's a massive hole. There we go. I can take. Actually, no. Still need it for a little bit. Yeah. So there's a really big indent in there that we're gonna need to clear up. An Adventurer's Pack doll made the paint me with you. Aw. A Crom branded fly swatter. I love it. Yeah, no, Galaxy Quest is absolutely amazing. And the documentary, which was made by the Nerdist. Oh my gosh, I'm already getting paint all over this guy. It's okay though, because she's gonna be painted differently. No, it wasn't made by Nerdist. Who made it? It was the people who do the honest trailers on YouTube made this, and it's clearly a documentary made out of love. And you know, I like to think that I knew a lot about Galaxy Quest because you know I'm a big nerd, but there was stuff that I learned from that was like, wow, that was it's worth the watch. If you have Amazon Prime, highly recommend it. Oh, the other one that I just did, so I can officially say that I'm part of the zeitgeist now. I just watched for the first time Tiger King yesterday. That was a trip. Okay, come on, head. There we go. I had not seen it before last night, and now I've seen it. Oh, this head is going to be obnoxious to paint. You know what? Actually, nope. Don't you set on me yet. Oh, you set. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Okay, there we go. Ooh, Nelly. That was close. Yeah, Tiger King just goes deeper and deeper into yeah, it absolutely does. Shady Scott, Galaxy Quest is definitely a fun movie. Haven't seen it in years. It's oh my gosh, it's so good. Yeah. As one, it will always hold a special place in my heart. Also, you know, rip Alec Rickman. So good. All right, so let's talk about what just happened. Why did I just rip Cthulhu's head off? The reason that I just ripped Cthulhu's head off is as he went down onto the mini, I realized, wow, that is going to be absolutely impossible to paint all of those tentacles. So we're actually going to paint the head separate from the body. At least the base coats. We'll do highlighting, but we'll paint the base coats separate, and then put it on, and then do everything else from there. Otherwise, it's not gonna get painted. It won't happen otherwise. So that's why I had that panic moment there. Okay. Well, with that, he's already dry. He's cleaned up. He's so big. Come on, calamari. There you go. Yeah, all of the big stars in that movie. There were so many. Okay, so next up, we need to go ahead and fill in some of these mold lines. We've got mold lines on his shoulder, that one big one on his wing, which is a problem. The tail is slightly problematic as well. So that is where we are going to be getting into liquid green stuff. We're going to use this stuff. We might need to use actual green stuff, but I think most of this we can do with the liquid version. All right, so before we get into that, I'm actually going to take this moment to go ahead and give us a short 5-minute break just to let me refill my water, actually get the toothbrush so I can give this guy a proper cleaning, and give you all a chance to get up, stretch your legs, do all that jazz. So yeah, with that, we will be right back. Give it about 5 minutes. We'll see you in a second. Alrighty, and we're back. And like normal, you guys have filled the chat up with the shrubs. And yeah, my gosh, it actually does line up really nicely with the crush emote. I didn't even notice that. Guys, why didn't we think about this before? Obviously, what we need is an animated shrub plushie. Why didn't that come up at all? Compliance investigator, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Welcome back to our stream. We're working on a big one today. Yeah, no. Animated shrub plushie. I gotta figure out how to make that happen. Anyway, we can't do a Deermon shrub or Deermon plushie. Deermon shrub. Jesus, I can't talk right now, guys. Can't do a Deermon plushie. It'll hurt people. All right, let's go ahead and get back into it. So we've got our we've got Cthulhu. He's headless right now, but we've got some mold lines that we need to clean up. So the way we're gonna do this is I'm gonna go ahead, open up my liquid green stuff, and I've got this tool here, which I'm not 100% sure what it's for. I picked this up in a crafting store. I have found great uses for it. I can't tell you exactly what it's supposed to be, but I use this to pull out the liquid green stuff, and also to mix it up. It, as much as it says it's liquid green stuff, it gets pretty solid. Now, a great tool for this would actually be something like this pick tool that I have, except with rubberized edges here, and I believe that is a tool used for clay sculpting. I do not have one. I wish I did. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take some of this stuff and go ahead and apply it right in here and really try and work it into that crack. And as you can see, that is going very well. Oh, I should have grabbed toothpicks while I was up. Oh well. And really we're using this as a filler. Because when this stuff dries, it can be painted just like the plastic that this is made from. And also, if brushed on correctly, because eventually we're going to get to working on this with a paintbrush, you actually won't even be able to see the seam at all. So actually, rather than using this, I'm going to go ahead and use a brush. Right now this is going to be a dry brush, and I'm going to use this to really get it in there. Alright, now I'm going to go back to this tool, try and scrape away some of this unneeded stuff and get it to a place that needs some. Now you might be thinking to yourself, Scott, it's liquid green stuff. Why is it so crumbly and why is it falling everywhere? Well, because it's been drying out. It needs to be reminded that it is liquid green stuff, and we're going to do that here really quickly with this brush. Now, when doing this with a brush, you want to do this with a beater brush, something that you don't care if it gets used, if you throw it out. Don't use your $30 brush that you've been using to paint all of your minis with to work with liquid green stuff. You're gonna have a bad time. As we get working on this, I'm just gonna take another quick moment to say hello and welcome to anyone who might be new out there in the audience. Welcome to Painting in Place, where we paint miniatures, or in this case, a bigature. And well, we talk about all sorts of stuff. Today we've talked about D&D, talked about Unearthed Arcana, we've talked about merchandise. Galaxy Quest was on the list there. Really, we're just trying to hang out and have a good time. All right. So many South Park references today. So many South Park references today. That is true. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of water on this brush. And you can see that as that happens, immediately the liquid green stuff that was on here starts to become a bit of a goop. And that's a good thing. That's what we want. Because this stuff will apply just like a paint and then harden like a plastic. So I'm going through with this brush and I'm trying to clean up the areas that have liquid green stuff where I don't want it to be. Because if it hardens there, I mean, it's going to be fine. It's not going to be the biggest problem. But it is just going to be a little bit of a chore to... It'll affect the sculpt of the mini, is what I'm trying to say. And so we just want it where it needs to be. We don't want it anywhere else. If it gets anywhere else, it's fine. But, you know, do it as perfect as you can the first time. That way you don't have to fix it later. And already one of the other things that you can see happening is that the liquid green stuff is actually getting so liquidy that it's falling into the crack and filling it up. And so we're actually losing the stuff that was here on the top. Oh, I'm going to attack the mic with his wing, apparently. And that's okay. It just means that we got to take some more liquid green stuff. How many times am I going to say that today? And just pack a little bit more in. Just put some more there. There we go. And so yeah, I've got the one tool that I'm using to get the stuff, and then the one tool that I'm using to apply the stuff. Oh my goodness gracious, I forgot to turn off my air conditioner. Hold on. What? I wondered why it sounded so noisy all of a sudden. Although actually, this would be a good time for me to ask. How prominent was that in the background? Could you hear that? Because as it gets hotter and hotter here in LA, I'm gonna have to find solutions to make the tavern more bearable for its inhabitants while we stream. And if you couldn't hear that, the solution is just turn the air conditioner on. All right, Mr. Awesome says he couldn't hear it. That's a good sign. Gosh, if that's the case, that is going to make my life so much easier. Squirrel not saying leave it on. All right. Cool. Well, great. That's actually really good news. Rather deal with a little background noise than force my streamers to suffer potential heat stroke. Now, I will say it's not, it's not dangerous levels of heat that I'm having to deal with here. Although lately it hasn't been. Like I said, as the temperature starts to go up and up and up, we might have stuff to deal with. We'll be okay. Regardless, we'll be okay. All right, now comes the delicate balance of trying to clean off the area that I don't want it and leaving it in the area that I do. Like how I say delicate balance as I then go in just really roughly and just scrub away. But as you can see, I mean, you can still see that line, but the reason that you're seeing that line right now is not because it's hollow, is because it's filled with a solid green color. And that's what we want. Then that's going to dry, and I'll be able to paint it. You can't paint a crevice, or crevasse, whichever way you want to say it. Oh, feels like, yeah, that's pretty hot. That's pretty hot, Mr. Awesome. All right, so that's one wing down. Well, I should clarify, that's half of one wing down. Time to get the other side. Good old Texas, it's just on fire. Let me try something, actually. Rather than applying it with that tool, what if I just applied it with my brush? Come on. Alright, that's not bad. Oh, you know, this was, oh, let's see, it's around 100, oh man, yeah, no, I am looking forward to the fall as well. It's definitely my favorite season. You know, it helps that my birthday's in the fall, but also I just tend to like it, you know? Alright, there's one wing done entirely. It's supposed to drop below 90 for the first... Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. Yep, fall and winter are your favorites. I will say I do miss... I miss winters. You know, having grown up in... and gone to university in Colorado, I do miss... I miss the snow a lot more than I thought I would. I love California. It's where I was. It's where I was born. What? Come on, green stuff. Come on. Just apply you by hand. Fine. Whatever. What was I saying? I miss the snow. I miss, gosh, snow days. You know, in school there was nothing better than that feeling of waking up to a phone ringing, looking at the clock and realizing that it's far too early for someone to be calling with a normal reason. So clearly the only reason someone's calling right now is to inform the family or the parents that school was canceled. And then being able to say, all right, I'm going to just roll over. I'm going to turn off my alarm. And I'm going to go back to sleep. Because hells yeah. Such a good feeling. Shoulder to shoulder. Woo. Am I missing a reference? Am I missing a reference? I might be missing a reference, Manic Pixie Travel. Oh, yeah, CU Boulder. Wait, are you... Clearly, I was very into the school spirit and the song. Actually, in my whole time at CU Boulder, I never went to a single football game, even though I lived right by the stadium. I love how I say that like I'm proud of that fact. Like, yes, I didn't go to a game. I'm that kid. No, I was in the theater department. I didn't have time to go to games. So wait, Manic Pixie Travel, were you CU as well? Oh, foolish Craigs. Wait, hold on. Compliance investigator, are you CU as well? Hold on. How many people from CU Boulder do we have in the audience? This is a cool revelation. Foolish Craigs was fantastic. Although I will say, I think my favorite food on the hill, which sadly is no longer on the hill, it was Illegal Pete's, the burrito place. And for anyone not from who hasn't spent any time at CU, Illegal Pete's is basically Chipotle and Qdoba, but amazing. It was the best food. The best fish taco burritos, absolutely. Yep, RJ was also. Yep, Mr. Awesome Longhorns. I figured you probably didn't go to CU Boulder. Go Longhorns. I can say that about any team at all. Like if anyone says something in the chat about one team, I can say, yeah, cool, go them, because I have no allegiances. Oh yeah, and the fact that that Illegal Pete's had a bar as well. Definitely spent a lot of time in that upstairs section. Yeah, good times. Scott is a free agent fan. Go everyone. Exactly. I just want everyone to succeed. Yep, the only time that I have any sort of dedicated allegiance is when watching Yella's Marble Runs, which, if you all are missing a like if you're needing a sports fix, if you are missing live sports and being able to watch them, go over to search Marble Runs on YouTube and check out Yella's Marble Runs. This is a YouTube channel that basically does the Olympics, but with marbles. I've been watching this channel for years, but this year in particular, it's actually being sponsored by Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. So the Red Square in downtown Denver. Oh my goodness, yes. That was the That was the vodka bar, right? Good stuff there. See, now I'm getting homesick for Colorado. I know I don't belong in Colorado. It's not. There's nothing for me there. I mean, my family's there, but I do miss it because I spent so much time there. Wow, poor family. Yeah, no, I mean, they it's not like we're from there. My grandparents were in Colorado, and when we got back from traveling, my parents were like, well, um, the kids haven't really gotten to know their grandparents, so let's. Also, I think they were kind of sick of the ocean after so many years on a boat. So they decided, all right, time to let's move to the farthest away from the ocean we can be, Colorado. And they're doing all right. I think my parents are wanting to move to. I'm slowly trying to convince my folks to move to California because I mean I'm out here, my sister's out here. My mother, who is a teacher, who is an award-winning teacher, like she has done incredible work, could be making a whole lot more out here. And my dad, who recently retired, I think really wants to be by the ocean. So you know, it's one of those things. I'm slowly trying to convince them of it. Also, Colorado's not bad. Definitely is lovely. You know, up in the mountains, it can be beautiful, and depending on where you are in Colorado, if you're in like the central Colorado, it's not a bad climate. I mean, and I don't mean just the temperature. I also mean people. And I do miss skiing. I miss skiing a lot. And I know people will say, "Oh, but there's skiing in California." Yeah, there is, but it's not the same. And you know, in high school, I got to compete on my school's ski team, which was an incredible experience. Really enjoyed that. All right, so you can now see that mold line a lot clearer on the back of the tail here. And for the most part, we're going to try and. I mean, most of that is good to go. In fact, I'm going to say all of that is good to go. And that's really helped to clean up the line that was there. All right. There's that. Okay, so we got tail, we got that wing. We're going to have... that wing's not bad. I actually don't think much needs to be done on this wing. What will be telling, actually, is when I prime this. When I hit this with a primer, I'm really going to see everything that is like, oh, clearly you should have fixed that. Let's get the underside of the arms. So wait, hold on. I don't think I saw in the chat. Manic Pixie Travel, did you... Were you a CU person, or do you just happen to know the CU fight song for some reason. I think I hear a woodpecker outside. Huh. I also just learned something weird about woodpeckers. Now, I need to triple check that this is true. But apparently, to protect their skulls from the force of them, pecking at all that wood, their tongue actually wraps up around their brain, and provides them with added protection. So if we want to talk about like weird animals, I really hope that that's true, because that's so interesting. Manic Pictures Travel, yeah, CU alum, cool. What year were you at CU? Or what year did you graduate? Alright, there's that. Let's go ahead and brush that in a little bit. 2009. Oh. Would have actually just overlapped with me. Yeah. You're 90% confident that we'd played board games together in real life. Oh. Okay. Oh, shoot. Now I'm curious. Yeah, because I was there 2008. 2008 to 2012. So that's quite possible. Did you... I'm guessing you were in... Huh. Because I pretty much lived and breathed in the theater department. Oh, here in LA and Josh at Carey's. Okay. Also very likely as well, actually. Yeah. I think we... Let's see. What was one of the board games that we played there? We did... Did we do Betrayal at the house? No, we didn't do Betrayal. That would have been... Oh, shoot. What game was that? I think it was Betrayal, actually. Okay. Which also, such a great game. Betrayal at the House on the Hill. For, again, anyone in the audience who has not played this game, I keep hitting the mic with this guy. That's great. Highly recommend. It is fantastic. If you need an excuse to play, like if you're a big D&D fan, you're like, well, I don't know if I've got time for another game or universe. They make a D&D version of it called Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, which, to be honest, in my humble opinion, I actually think in many ways is better than Betrayal at House on the Hill. Betrayal at Baldur's Gate is pretty darn good. Now, there's a legacy version of Betrayal that I've never actually played because I'm not a big legacy game fan. But I understand that the legacy version of Betrayal is also incredible. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. I'm going to destroy my microphone. Hold on. This is going to sound horrible. There we go. Oof. Actually, I'm going to go through and do a little bit more up here. Okay. I pop over here and you're putting together Cthulhu. I am. Hello, Benati. I actually don't think I recognize this username. Hello and welcome. We are 100% putting Cthulhu together. And boy howdy, is this going? Well, it's going. Hello and welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Painting in Place, where we paint miniatures, or in this case today, a bigature. And we chat. We talk all things nerdy, all things just whatever. We just try and have a good time. I just played that for the first time a bit before the pandemic hit. Yeah, that's I remember the time before it's actually why the show is called Painting in Place, actually, because it's like, well, quarantine happened and we've been told to shelter in place. Hey, painting in place, that sounds good. Alliteration, you know, and all that. Benati, always down to watch people sculpt and paint. Maybe you can make me less afraid of painting your 5-headed dragon. Ooh, the 5-headed dragon. All right, I'm gonna take a guess from there. Is either it is one that you. Actually, I'm gonna ask first. Is this a is it a 5-headed dragon that you that was 3D printed, or was it sculpted? Because regardless, I think, you know, it's I'm guessing it is the our evil Lord Tiamat, who is she's out for us and definitely going to take us down. But yeah, I hope that I can make you feel better about painting your 5-headed dragon. Everything that I paint here, I'm typically afraid to do myself. I am by no means a professional painter. I am just a guy with a camera and paints who likes to talk while he paints, and decided that, well, as long as I'm talking, I might as well talk with people. I'm always trying to learn new things, new techniques, and get to have you all along for the ride. And in some cases, I get to paint stuff for people, which, Mr. Awesome, I'm really, really excited with how Fury turned out. I'm still just over the moon with that. He looks fantastic. I love him. I'm taking some good product shots of him, and then I'll be getting him in the mail to you. Also, Mr. Awesome, thank you so much for gifting the sub. How nice of you. And Benny T, welcome to the tavern now. You sit down, pull up a chair, have a drink. Let's see here. Yeah, if you are enjoying if you enjoy painting, we do Painting in Place on Mondays and Saturdays at 1 p.m. And then we've got other shows that we do as well here on Adventurers Pack. It's not just me. There's a bunch of people here. On Fridays, we have our big show called the Gauntlet that is kind of an audience interactive D&D experience. And then we've got, we're starting tomorrow for the very first time, our foray into actual live Let's Plays, where it's going to be, we're going to play through a session of Raft, the game. So that'll be fun. We're doing that tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The mini you were talking about is Mal Drakar. Oh, yes! Ooh, that'll be a good one. Ooh. That should be a lot of fun to paint, but I can also entirely understand where the fear comes from. I'm gonna be totally honest with all of you. The more that I'm assembling this guy, the more I am nervous to paint him. But that's okay. Nothing worth doing. Wait, hold on. There's a saying for this. Well, the saying that I'm gonna say is, if I wasn't afraid, it wouldn't mean that God, I can't do it at all. If I'm afraid or nervous, there we go. If I'm nervous, it means I care. That's what I'm trying to go for. If I wasn't nervous to do something, then, you know, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Anything worth doing is doing right. Yep, there's that too. But, you know, we are also fans of making mistakes here. It's okay to make a mistake. We can always fix our mistakes, and we always learn from our mistakes. But also, that being said, don't make mistakes. The Gauntlet is great. Bestiary rules. Oh yeah, we've also, for all of you that this may be your first time, we also have a YouTube channel where we post some videos. Right now, the ongoing show that we have is the Bestiary, where our good friends and hosts James and Emmy are going through the monster manual and in order A through Z and discussing the creatures in the monster manual, talking about lore, talking about what you might do as a dungeon master to run them, or what you as a player might do to defeat them. It's actually, the Gauntlet happened because of Monster Manual, or the Bestiary. It was James who said, hey, what if we, rather than just talked about the monsters, what if we fought them? And, you know, it took that idea and then kind of evolved it into the Gauntlet. And then I have done an absolutely horrible job at doing my actual Miniature Monday show, because, to be honest, Miniature Monday realistically just got replaced with the live shows. I used to, rather than doing this live, I would do a fully produced, complete with voiceover, painting a miniature, saying what paints I was using, and having it be kind of a painting tutorial. I hesitate to do that because the big thing that I will always tell people, I'm not a professional painter. I'm here making mistakes, learning as I go. But I used to do that weekly. I would do every Monday a fully produced show, and then we started doing this live, and that then petered down to I only did it on the first Monday of the month. And, well, to be honest, with now the Gauntlet happening and other shows happening, it's starting to disappear. And I'm trying to figure out ways of bringing it back. But the full honesty of it is just there's only, you know, so many hours in the day, and I can only make so many shows here at AP, and that one is just kind of falling to the wayside. Bioni, you actually prefer the live painting, far more fun and relaxing for you at least. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. To be honest, I actually prefer doing the live painting. Because I do so much recording in the studio just in general that it's nice to get out of the studio and actually oh gosh, that's all over me now. It's nice to do it with people as opposed to just the microphone, because I do so much of that anyway. Okay. So, there's a little bit of a divot in the... today's daily camera shake is brought to you by my upstairs neighbors. Love you guys. There's a bit of a divot here, separating the two bits of the tail, and you can see that very clearly. God, I'm trying to find something that can show that it's there. Yeah, you can see the white through there. And now originally I'm thinking, well, I should probably clean that. Or not clean that. I should fill that with green stuff and have that be solid. But part of me, it's a tough call. That might be something that I do with just straight up green stuff. So let's get to work with green stuff. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Mr. Awesome enjoying the live painting as well. You know what? Seriously, it does warm my heart to know that you guys are enjoying it. All right, so we've got our green stuff, which comes in two parts. It comes in yellow stuff and blue stuff. Put that together, and what do you got? Green stuff. Painting in place is one of the most chill parts of the week. Aw, thank you guys. Now I'm not going to need a lot for this, so I'm just going to take just a little tidbit. Ew. And even that's probably going to be too much. That. You know, painting in place being a nice relaxing thing as opposed to the Gauntlet, which is just stress-inducing and... Alright, let's actually take this time as well and just clear off our workspace so that it just looks better. A bunch of this little green stuff has been consolidated. Always make sure... Oh no! It's off kilter! Always make sure, when working, to keep a clean workspace. A clean workspace is so much easier to work with than anything else. Gauntlet is screaming and... yeah. The Gauntlet is awesome, and you know awesome, Mr. Awesome. Yes, you do. You, sir, are the, well, you're my reference for when I have to think of awesome. I think, well, is this Mr. Awesome awesome, though? And if the answer is yes, then, well, I know I'm on the right track. Okay. Cleanliness is next to old godliness. Yes, Squirrel Knot. Yes, it is. Cthulhu would be proud. Perhaps with keeping our workspace clean, Cthulhu will reward us with a quick and sudden death, which is all we can hope for when the old ones come. Alright, now, green stuff is a lot... you can sculpt a lot more with the green stuff. But it's a lot more sticky. It's a lot harder to work with. At least I find it harder to work with in some cases. But it's perfect for fixing things like this. And in addition to the to filling the gap, you can actually sculpt details into this. So this is where the oh god, no, Cthulhu! This is where this tool comes in really handy as being a sculpting tool. Yep, no, there it goes. He's fallen over. Any favor that I carried with the old god is now gone. Ooh, Nelly. It's also really tough, though, how in such a small, confined space to sculpt with this. Hey, Scott, remember when you wanted to share my fiance's Hero Forge on Discord? Which channel would you like that to be shared on? Go ahead and you can put that in our Painting in Place channel. I think that's a good place for that to go. So I'm trying to do my darndest to match the like the striation on this piece here. I think I'm doing an okay job. All right, there it is. Oh boy, here we go. Okay. And there it is. Whoa, that's so you can see the difference in the color there, but that's gonna fill in that gap rather nicely. Be interesting to see if we can even tell. Okay. So there's that. And now we just gotta wait for it all to dry. So that's gonna do it actually for the cleaning up and the assembly, at least for now, of this Cthulhu. Obviously the head is still detached, and the reasoning for that is we want to paint this separately. There's a lot of details on this underside that if it was on here, we just would not be able to get to. This is the first time that I've actually done this. Most of the time I assemble all of my minis and go from there. So next week, well, not next week, on Saturday, we will start painting this bugger. And chances are, this is a lot to cover. We're probably gonna bust out the airbrush for this, which that'll be fun. Yeah, I've got probably a little bit of cleaning that I'm gonna do once this dries. I'm just gonna give him a wash, use the good old toothbrush here, and really get into all those nooks and crannies and make sure that all that dirt that came with him is gone. Next time you see him, he'll probably already have a base coat on him just to seal everything together. But that's going to be the only changes. After that, we're going to get base layers down on this guy on Saturday. Sweet. Oh, he's looking great, and he's going to look even better when he is ready and prepped to destroy the world, the universe, all of it. We're doomed is the point that I'm trying to get to. So yeah, I guess that's gonna wrap up today's painting in place. Thank you all so much for joining. Before we get going, I'm gonna go ahead and remind everyone that if you're new to the channel and you've been enjoying watching this, please go ahead and hit that follow button. It means the world to us. It really helps us out, and also it helps out the players on our Friday show, The Gauntlet. If you're a fan of D&D and you want to watch people fight until they die and try and get through every single monster in the monster manual, come and join us on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, tomorrow at 11 o'clock Pacific time, one of the players from the Gauntlet and I are going to be diving in and doing our first bit of Let's Play material. We're going to be playing through the game of Raft, which is also going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. If you'd like to watch more of our shows or watch some of our past shows, you can check out our YouTube channel. You can go below the video here in our About section, and you can find our YouTube, our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram. You can see pictures of stuff that I've painted in the past. And also, you can join our Discord server, which is a place that we like to hang out with our community and talk shop. I am going to be doing a post-show hangout after the show here, so it'll be a lot of me cleaning up my stuff, but I'll be doing more of like one-on-one talking with our community. Our Discord is open to anyone who would like to be a member, so you can go ahead and head on over. And finally, I would like to give a big thank you to all of our patrons over on Patreon. It's because of you guys that we are able to grow even stronger and larger and really up our content game. If you're interested in becoming a patron, you can get cool stuff like you can get the downloads of the maps that we're using in the Gauntlet. And actually next week is going to mark the start of a new show that I'm doing specifically for patrons of Brewpub, where we're going to sit around, we're going to hang out, and we're going to homebrew some cool stuff. So, with all that being said, thank you all so much for joining me. Once again, I'm Scott, and I will see you at the next Painting in Place. Bye, all.